My daughter once worked with a client who consistently paid late, kept changing the brief, and made her dread opening her inbox. Every month she told me she was going to end the relationship. Every month she stayed. Not because the work was good, not because the pay was fair, because of how much time she had already invested in building the relationship. What she was experiencing has a name. It is called the sunk cost fallacy. And it is one of the most well-documented psychological traps in both behavioral economics and freelance business. Today I am going to explain exactly what it is, show you the financial cost of falling into it, and give you the test that breaks it permanently. Welcome to Freelancer Retirement Lab. I started this channel because my daughter is a freelance creator and I watched her and her creative peers make financially costly decisions that a clearer understanding of personal finance would have prevented. The principles that govern smart financial decision-making apply directly to the freelance economy. This channel makes that translation. Subscribe now. New videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. What is sunk cost fallacy all about? The sunk cost fallacy is a well-established concept in behavioral economics. It describes the human tendency to continue investing time, money, or energy into something based on what has already been spent, rather than on the rational assessment of what will happen going forward. Research consistently shows that people demonstrate a greater tendency to continue an endeavor once an investment in money, effort, or time has been made, even when the future case for continuing is clearly weak. The term comes from economics. A sunk cost is any cost that has already been incurred and cannot be recovered. The rational decision is to ignore it completely when evaluating what to do next. Past investment is irretrievable regardless of what you decide. The only meaningful variable is the future. But human psychology does not operate on rational decision theory. We feel the weight of what we have already put in. We do not want it to have been wasted. So we stay, in bad investments, in poor business relationships, in strategies that are not working, to avoid the feeling of having wasted the past. The cost of this psychological trap, for freelancers specifically, can be enormous. Let's dive deeper into the freelancer financial cost. Let me show you the numbers. Consider a freelancer earning $2,400 per month from a difficult client. On the surface, that is $28,800 per year, a real income contribution. But the real picture is different. The difficult client consumes excessive revision cycles. Scope creeps regularly without budget conversation. Payments arrive 45 to 60 days late, creating cash flow stress. The mental load of managing the relationship consumes energy and focus. When the true time investment is calculated, including unpaid scope, admin time, and the cognitive cost of managing the relationship, the effective hourly rate may be half the stated rate or less. Now consider the opportunity cost. 79% of hiring managers plan to rely more on freelance talent in the coming years. The global gig economy market is projected to reach $674.1 billion in 2026. Demand for skilled freelancers is increasing. Better clients, clients who pay on time, respect the process, and value the work, exist and are looking. A freelancer staying with a difficult client because of past investment is staying at the expense of finding those better clients. The opportunity cost of that decision, calculated over 1 year, can easily exceed $30,000 to $50,000 in foregone income from better client relationships. Let's do the test that breaks the trap here as the single question that cuts through sunk cost reasoning. If this client, this contract, or this relationship came to me as a completely new prospect today, with full knowledge of how it actually operates, would I choose it? If the honest answer is no, you are in a sunk cost trap. You are staying for the past, not the future. The past investment is gone whether you stay or leave. That money, that time, that energy is not recoverable. The only question that matters is, what happens from here forward? Applied to clients. If you would not take on this client fresh today, end the relationship strategically. Applied to pricing. If you would never quote this rate to a new client today, raise it with existing clients. Applied to platforms, tools, business strategies. If you would not choose them now with full information, stop investing in them regardless of what you have already spent. How can you adopt the graceful exit strategy? For freelancers who need to exit a client relationship that fails the test, here is the approach that works cleanly. 1 to 2 months before the intended exit, send a rate review email. Quote a rate that reflects the genuine value of the work and that is above the client's typical budget. If they decline the new rate, thank them professionally, confirm the project completion timeline, and close the relationship on good terms. No confrontation, no explanation required. If they accept, you are now being fairly compensated for a relationship that previously undervalued your time. Either outcome is better than continuing under the current conditions. This approach is completely professional and honest. You are pricing your work at what it is genuinely worth to you. If that rate does not work for the client, the relationship ends naturally. No bridges burned. Where else does this show up? The sunk cost trap is not limited to client relationships. It appears throughout freelance financial decision-making. A platform subscription that is no longer generating value, but you keep paying because you have invested 2 years building your profile there. A business niche or service offering that is not growing, but you continue pursuing because you have spent months developing it. A rate structure that is below market, but you maintain it with existing clients because you have worked with them for a long time and the history feels valuable to protect. In each case, the question is the same. If you were starting fresh today with full information, would you make this choice? If the answer is no, the sunk cost is already paid. Staying longer compounds the cost without recovering any of it. The retirement connection here is the financial frame I want to leave every freelancer with. Every hour spent in a below-rate, high-friction client relationship has a retirement number attached to it. The time and energy consumed by a difficult client is not just professionally costly, it is the capital that is not being directed toward building a better, higher-value business. Better clients pay better rates. Better rates, run through the income ladder and directed 20% to wealth building, compound into significant retirement savings over 20 to 25 years. The decision to exit a sunk cost client relationship is not just a business decision. Over a career, it is a retirement planning decision. Here is your action step this week. Run the test on every current client. For each one, ask, if this client came to me as a new prospect today, full information, would I take them on? Any client where the honest answer is no, plan the exit strategy. Here is the line. Staying in a situation because of what you have already invested is not loyalty. It is the sunk cost fallacy. The past cost is paid whether you stay or go. The only variable that matters is the future, and the future always belongs to the decision made today. Drop a comment. Have you ever stayed in a bad client relationship longer than you should have? What made you finally leave? Subscribe to Freelancer Retirement Lab. Stay tuned for my next video.